I should just take a moment to express how deeply touched I was by the wonderful film that we've just witnessed, which traced my family's involvement in the early days of the United Nations. My father, as the film suggests, was a man of peace who believed deeply in the ultimate benefits of peaceful cooperation and continuous dialogue among the peoples and nations of the world. Recalling his role and that of my brothers, John and Nelson, as you may have noted, makes this occasion very especially meaningful for me. Had they still been alive, and I wish they were, I would have supported your conferring on one or all of them this award this evening. The film touched me briefly, but it also touched briefly on the history of the United Nations. I'd like to begin my own remarks this evening with a brief reflection on the history of the United States as it sheds light on our own involvement with the United Nations today. The United States, as the saying goes, is a nation of immigrants. The Pilgrims and other early pioneers came here from Britain and Western Europe to escape religious persecution and to find a new life of opportunity and freedom. Subsequent waves of immigrants from Southern and Eastern Europe brought both ethnic diversity and exceptional levels of talent and dedication to hard work. The reprehensible slave trade of the 17th and 18th centuries brought Africans to these shores and created institutions and social divisions that took a civil war and more than a century of concentrated effort to overcome. Yet African Americans today have become an essential and positive strand in the fabric of our nation. Most recently, waves of Latinos and Asians have contributed new elements to our rich cultural and ethnic diversity. For more than 400 years, the strength of this nation has lain in our capacity to absorb and transform a complex and diverse population into a homogeneous nation, where a single primary language provides a common basis for communication and mutual understanding. As our nation grew in numbers and expanded across the continent, opportunities flourished for anyone with ability and ambition. Underpinning this process of national expansion was our Constitution, crafted at the moment of our national independence by a group of talented and far-sighted leaders whose principles were firmly rooted in the ideals of democracy and individual freedom. 2 world wars in the first half of this century forced the United States to emerge from its primary preoccupation with internal expansion and economic growth to become a power with global influence and responsibilities. That is the position in which we find ourselves today, as the most powerful nation on earth, near the peak of our worldwide influence and authority. Indeed, with the dissolution of the Soviet Union and the discrediting of centrally planned economies, the opportunity for enlightened American leadership is perhaps even greater than it was in 1939 at the beginning of the Second World War, or in 1945 when the Cold War began. But this persistent window and this present window of opportunity, during which a truly peaceful and interdependent world order might be built, will not be here for too long. Already there are powerful forces at work that threaten to destroy all of our hopes and efforts to erect an enduring structure of global cooperation. I refer here to those ruthless advocates of ethnic nationalism who seek to break apart existing nations, as well as to militant fundamentalists who want to subordinate or even eliminate anyone who refuses to comply with their own rigid ideological beliefs. In contrast to those radical and divisive forces, our contemporary world has also seen the emergence of an array of scientific, technological, and economic phenomena that are linking nations more closely together, making enhanced cooperation not only possible, but absolutely imperative. Breakthroughs and advances in many fields such as genetics, molecular biology, computers, and telecommunications have given mankind the ability to revolutionize most aspects of our common life. Properly applied, these advances can be used to improve the human condition throughout the world, an objective to which I would believe that we all aspire. Ironically, however, the very innovations that are making possible dramatic improvements in human well-being are also creating new problems which raise the specter of an alarming and possibly catastrophic disaster to the biosphere we live in. And herein lies the dilemma that we all face. Let me illustrate. Improved public health has caused the world's infant mortality rate to decline by 60% over the last 40 years. In the same period, the world's average life expectancy has increased from 46 years in 1950s to 63 years today. This is a development which, as individuals, we can only applaud. However, the result of these positive measures is a world population that has risen during the same short period of time geometrically to almost 6 billion people and could easily exceed 8 billion by the year 2020. The negative impact of population growth on all of our planetary ecosystems is becoming appallingly evident.